Hello, today, whatever you want, it's the Doctor Who magazine issue 515. It's from September 2017. So it says UK finance is obviously £6 and US dollars $11.12 altogether in Panini magazine. So it says Stephen Moffat on writing his last ever Doctor Who episode on saying goodbye to his favourite TV show. BBC Doctor Who magazine, the official magazine of BBC television series. So end of an era. We pay tribute to Stephen's time as a showrunner and contributions from Russell T Davies, Chris Chibnall, Mark Gatiss, and many more. So here's the front spine where it says Doctor Who magazine 515. So Stephen Moffat, 20 amazing things about the Stephen Moffat era, Russell T Davies, Chris Chibnall, Mark Gatiss, the 11th Hour, and the Parliament of Fear Part 1. So it says, no, I will not change. BBC, that's it. Trying to imagine about Stephen Moffat here. So, and here's the back. So it says BBC Doctor Who. So, classic Doctors, new monsters. So, starring Tom Baker, Peter Davison, Colin Baker, and Paul McGann. So, 4 epic forecast audio dramas out now. So, big finish. Let's open this up, shall we? So, first off, it says Paul to open up there like always, of course, and then it says, when I wrote The Empty Child, I wonder if I'd ever write another Doctor Who story. Okay, that's so DWM 515, letter from the editor, and then Tom there. But Stephen Moffat was very, very good at writing, I know. So, The Time of Our Lives, that's a picture there, that's it. Really cool picture. So, Gallifrey Garnet, all the latest in the Doctor, everything on the Doctor universe. So, the new Doctor is Jodie Whittaker. Yes, introducing the face of the 13th Doctor, Jodie Whittaker. So, multiple Doctors on Christmas Day. So, you've got, following the shock reveal at the end of the recent series of the finale, The Doctor Falls, David Bradley will play the first Doctor alongside Peter Capaldi's 12th Doctor in 2017 Christmas Doctor Doctor Who Christmas Special, the festive episode, which carries on Twice Upon a Time. It's Stephen Moffat's last ever Doctor Who script. So, these two Doctors will be sharing the act on Christmas Day. I mean, he wrote Boom and Joy to the World last year, of course. I know. So, new books, the Doctor Who Annual 2018. Okay, that's cool. And then new from audio, and then TV and movie store in Norwich. So, that's obviously single duvet there. Oven mitt, rucksack, hoodies, and more stuff. So, that's it. So, beyond the TARDIS, now you've got around the cast and around what the cast and crew of Doctor have been around away from the universe. So Ingrid Oliver stars in Speech, and then Matt Lucas in George Dawes, okay, and then Graham Norton and Pearl Mackie there, of course, and Graham Norton there, and Brian Cant in the Daleks' Master Plan, that's it, and then Galaxy Forum, so now you've got Star Letter, so she finally said something nice. Missy decides to stand with the Doctor, okay, and The Daft Dimension, so by Lou Stringer, so no, 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 I will not change. I know, yeah. So I shall say this just once. You are not toasting marshmallows while I'm regenerating. Okay, that's funny. So Missy, the Master, and Sob, Bill and the Doctor Falls, yes. So, Who chose Pearl Mackie and Stephen Moffat interview following special Dream Well Enough and Time, and then the fan show talks to Stephen Moffat, that's it, and then a clip from Well Enough and Time beautifully reimagined in black and white, okay, that's nice, and then Doctor Who has always enjoyed about large LGBT following the video examines reason why, that's it, and then Johnson reveals what drew him back to the Doctor's Archway Master once more, okay. So that's on YouTube, and then obviously the Doctor goes on the attack in the Eaters of Light, yes. So on this month, 25 years ago, it's August 1992, and DWM 190 talks to author of Nightshade, Mark Gatiss, that's it, so that's how it looked. And public image, so how the latest series have been following up the TV ratings, all the stats. So the Doctor Falls, but it's by far from being all over. So ratings start twice as the Doctor Falls, so okay. We can actually see it on here, so it looks like the Doctor Falls had live 2.17 million, but then 7 day over that was 5.29 million, it looks like, okay. I the ratings are actually still fairly low. I mean, that's the ratings 2015 versus 17 there, so it looks like Like Magician's Apprentice had 6.54 million. And it looks like the most viewed one might have been The Girl Who Died, maybe, I think, with 6.56 million. Like Heaven Sent had 6.19 million 7-day chart, then live 3.37 million live with Heaven Sent. And just some more ratings here, of course. So it's just to be announced. I think there's some more ratings. And then when you run with the Doctor, it feels like it will never end. But however hard you try, you can't run forever. So how do you leave the job that you love so much? Stephen might tell us what after 13 years of writing, Doctor Who stories were written to the very last one. So Tom Spilsby and Stephen Moffat at the D-Dome issue 500 said race on the 25th of May 2016. So reaching the finish line. So Stephen Moffat, Pearl Mackie, and Peter Craig can relax after shooting finish of the Doctor Falls. And then seeing double, so a blast from the past for the 12th Doctor. So the original, you might say, William Hartnell, and then the 5 Doctors, his first Doctor, Richard Herndl, and the first Doctor for the 2010s is David Bradley, as he appeared in An Adventure in Time and Space. So David Bradley riffs on William Hartnell in the way that Chris Pine in the new Star Trek movies riffs on William Shatner. Okay, so 2 police boxes, neither of them entirely true to life, has to be said, and then Friend Game. Okay, and then you've got to be on the funny side, but will the Master find a way to return? So the Doctor's speech literally kills the Master because it divides him against himself. And now you've got 20 amazing things about Stephen Moffat's Doctor Who. So now you've got the 11th hour. So at the 11th hour, Amy Pond, Rory Williams. It's the 11th Doctor. And then like River Song, Vincent the Doctor, the Weeping Angels, like Pandora Crows and the Big Bang, like Festive Treats, the Doctor's Wife. And then the Penoyster Gang, like Clara Oswald, like Day of the Doctor, Missy, like the Zygon Inversion, and then Heaven Sent. Let's Go Round Against Heaven Sent, the masterpiece of Heaven Sent. And then Nardoyle the Companion, Bill Potts, like Well Enough in Time the Doctor Falls, and then Doctors 11 and 12, that's it, the 11th Doctor portrayed by the amazingly versatile Matt Smith, and then the 12th Doctor, the wonderful Peter Capaldi, Peter Capaldi gets the Doctor's attention. And then Team Stephen, so every episode Stephen has written, I love the detail, the scale, the people, and the jokes. Okay, yes. So, really nice about what Stephen's done, Chris Chibnall. Wait, these are other writers, so Russell T Davis, Mark Gatiss, Nicholas Briggs, Toby Whithouse, Steve Thompson, Toby Haynes. You got directors and writers, so Tom McRee, Rachel Talili or Talele, and then Jamie Matheson and Matheson, that's it, Catherine Treejenner, and then Peter Harness, like Chris Chibnall, like Sarah Dollard, and Rona Monroe, or Rona Monroe. Is it Ron or Rona? I don't know. And now you've got subscribe and save subscription page for Doctor Who magazine again. So, and now you got a comic strip called The Parliament of Fear Part 1. Parliament of Fear Part 1, okay, yes. I think the likenesses are a bit more interesting in this one, it looks like. I think they could be psychedelic sometimes, I think, but still. They're quite cool, likenesses, of course. So, next, Death from the Sky, that's nice. So, subscribe now, don't miss any Doctor Who special magazines, so 50%. Well, you've seen that cover a lot of times, but not this one, I don't think. Toys and games. And now you got the Empire of Mark Gatiss, so he's been a regular presence on Doctor Who on both sides of the camera since 2005. Mark Gatiss looks back on his adventures in time and space, so Gwyneth, get that as The Unquiet Dead, the first one he actually wrote. And then the BBC said, wouldn't it be fun if Mark wrote the new Doctor Who? I was thinking, no, it'd be more fun. It's more imperative, that's it. So, Mark's first script for the series was like Unquiet Dead, and that's him as Gantok in the Wedding River song there. There's more stuff. So, the Suicide Exhibition, and then obviously some more stuff, and then Like, who's got the hump? It Mark's reimagined Dalek army. Like, because Mark, oh yeah, that's the idiot, like the idiot's lantern there, of course. Like the Conneys, Deborah, and then get Gilliat and Jamie Foreman, Rory Jennings. So that's the idiot's lantern, and then a doctor. Have he come to take me away? No, George, come to speak to you. That's the like night terrors he wrote, and then Scaldat comes out of his shell. The character CG reveal, yes, in front of the camera. So, yeah, Mark Gatiss wrote Cold War as well, and then 2 different looks for Professor Lazarus, Gantok, Mark Space Viking, and then yeah, that's the Crimson Horror. The 3 Doctors: David Bradley, Mark Gatiss, and Reece Shearsmith. Okay, yes, and then a comedy, decapitation, and decapitation would have been very intensive at the time, but I've still got full of version under my bed. That's Sheriff of Nottingham contemplates cruel cuts. That's the robot of Sherwood that Mark Gatiss wrote, and then that's Mark's friend Reece Shim on the villain 2015 Sleep No More. Okay, I would absolutely cast him as the Doctor, as I think it's exactly what the show needs. It's a BBC Doctor, the 10th Doctor Adventures Volume 1, so 3 epic forecast audio dramas out now, coming November of 2017. I mean, Volume 2 comes out in November, it says. Oh, and now you got the Factor fix on the 11th hour. Yes, one of the best series opens, one of the best ones. So, it was a rollercoaster start to a brand new era. The 11th hour introduced us to a new Doctor, 2 new companions, and a new look TARDIS. So, hang on, the thrilling opening sequence for the new Doctor. So, the 11th hour was broadcast Saturday the 3rd of April 2010. Yeah, so, hello. I'm the Doctor. Like, basically, run. The new head writer, Stephen Moffat. Like, hardest script I've ever written, he said. So, the sequence where the Doctor demands food owes conscious depth and inspiration to chapter 2 of A. Miller's The House of Pooh Corner. Okay, so the TARDIS little lie down. Young Amelia Pond's praise to Santa. Fish fingers and custard. The crack opens, and Roy raises concerns with Dr. Ramsden. Or Ramsden, that's it. So, the Doctor notices something very odd about the number of rooms. And just some more stuff. So, the narrative parallels the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy by Douglas Adams is a threat of the house being demolished and the planet itself. So, effects the sonic screwdriver were revised to more cost effective. So, in the 5th draft, the Doctor says it screws and it bandstand collapses. Or bandstand collapses, that's it. So, yeah, Matt Smith discussed the scene with the director Adam Smith. That's unseen. Definitely a unseen photo. And then look after the universe for me. So I've put a lot of work into it. It recalls a line from Stephen Moffat's comic relief sketch of the Curse of the Fatal Death. Okay, so hello, I'm the Doctor there. So a flashback up to old enemies and old doctors. Earth is protected. And then Amy says, "Are you telling me you had a time machine for 900 years and you don't know it's a steering wheel?" So a brand new sonic screwdriver for the 11th Doctor. I know, yes. And then film and Comic-Con. So Sheffield has Wendy Padbury, David Goodison, Paul Darrow, Shane Rimmer, Fraser Hind, Nicola Bryant, Richard Frank, and Claire Higgins in Glasgow. And there's Bournemouth. So autographs there, of course, and more stuff. So now you got the D.M review on World Enough and Time the Doctor Falls. So this is one special Doctor you're talking about such love. So that also communicate with those that devoted. Okay, and some more stuff. So a 7th Doctor comic collection of Emperor of the Daleks. You've seen that already. So audio frequencies, more stuff. So prize to be won crossword like Doctor Who Series 10 DVDs to be won. Coming soon Paper Dolls book. And just some more stuff. So Woucher, and then the D.M season survey of 2017. Yes, and then obviously Fear, Death, Survival. Read by David Troughton, 10th Doctor novels, Death Among the Stars, and then Survival. And we don't even know what's in the next issue because it doesn't even tell us. So, yeah, that's it for this video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys very soon. Bye.